interesantes shows en vivo, tu mejor opción en internet, radiocristalusa.com.
Hi, bienvenidos a mi show. Welcome to Catching Up with Claudia. Now, ojalá que se puedan quedar hasta el final para que puedan escuchar lo que va a compartir mi invitada o mi invitado. Así es que no se les olvide también de seguirnos por las redes sociales. Estamos en todas las plataformas. Hasta luego. Hola, ¿cómo están todos? Hey, welcome back to, I think it's episode number 300 and plus. So I just want to share that with you because my super comadre Liliana, producer, the woman behind RadioCrystalUSA.com, sent me a text today and said, Comadre, did you know that we have recorded like 300 and I forgot the other number, 300 and so many episodes of my show? And I'm like, wait a minute, does that mean that we interviewed like 300 plus people? And I'm like, what an amazing journey, what an amazing experience in being able to uplift stories, people, their passion, and when I put this idea together, only because of Liliana, she said, Comadre, I have an hour for you and I want you to come on and just let's do a show. And I'm like, sure, what are we going to talk about? And I said, an hour, that's just too long. And now an hour is not enough. It's not enough for all the amazing people that come on and share their heart, their soul, their mission, their story, their resource. And that's what La Super Comadre Claudia has been and will be. It's a place for people to come and share something that can touch someone's life, that can potentially help someone in the community, or maybe they just need to hear a message, something that they needed to uplift them. So I am all about uplifting people, stories, missions, and I love doing this. And it's my honor and it's my pleasure to be able to do this every other Tuesday. So don't forget to tune in for the live stream and recording of Catching Up with Claudia, La Super Comadre of RadioCrystalUSA.com. And anyone that comes on to this show, you get crowned a Super Comadre. And sometimes we have guys, men, and they come on and they become a Super Compadre because, it takes all of us to do the work to move, ideas and missions and passions forward. And what better way than to come together and do that as a group, it's coming together and sharing. So I just want to say hello. What's up with La Super Comadre Claudia? What have I been up to? Well, as you know, I am in my cincuentañera era, and I'm just chugging along, taking care of myself, making sure that I try to take some time for me. And I have an amazing partner who's been very caring and supportive. And I have my two girls that I'm also letting them know what I'm going through, because you know what? We need to talk about this. Going into the hot flash era, going into las menopausias, going into that next, stage in life. I've been sharing it because, I didn't know what was going to happen. And the more I talk with other comadres and, it's very therapeutic to share and to know that you're not the only one going through it. And also for my own girls to know like, hey, one day you're going to go through this and it's going to be okay. Just talk about it, share, reach out, talk to your doctors, talk to your comadres, and take care of yourself. One of the things that I know that I need to do more of is rest more. So I know, like comadres all over the place doing all kinds of stuff. And I need to also do a lot of nothing as well, because that's just part of going into that next level is taking care of yourself. Now, where can you find us? Because a lot of times people say, hey, where can I watch La Super Comadre? Where are you? Well, we're on LinkedIn. We're on YouTube. We're on, where are we on? Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. And since it's a recording, you can always go back and watch again and again. And we're also online. We're an online radio station. So you can also go online and listen in and tune in there live as well. All right. So I just want to bring in for a little bit La Super Comadre Liliana. I just want to say hello. How's it going? ¿Dónde está mi Super Comadre Liliana?
Right here, comadre.
How are
As
you?
always, behind the scenes, because I love producing.
Yes, and that is your passion, and you do so well. Just, you and I mesh so well. I just give you an idea, and you're like, yes, got it, and you do it. Or you tell me, hey, why don't you try this? And I'm like, yes, okay, let's try it. And
como decimos en español, te sigo la corriente, comadre.
You just get on it and you go en la corriente así. La corriente va para arriba y para abajo de los lados y te caes de la lancha y te subes otra vez. And you know what?
Yeah.
That's life. And I love that about that with you. And then you and I come from an education background.
Yes. Love.
You know what that's like? Kids.
I just realized I've been teaching for 30 years.
30 years? Oh my gosh. Pues si tú llevas 30, pues yo creo que yo llevo 40.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. It's not that. No, but congratulations on your journey in education and working with students and parents, because right now, it's hard.
It is.
I hear a lot of stories. So take care of you, because you got those you have pre-K, chiquititos, ¿verdad?
I have pre-Kers. Yeah, I love them.
Oh.
And I notice a difference since the pandemic. I mean, actually right now, all of our students are pandemic students.
Oh, they're the pandemic babies.
From pandemic babies.
They're the pandemic babies are in school. Yes. ¿Y sabes qué?
I mean, it started in 2020.
In 2020. So here they are. And with my work with Brain Builders, I get a chance to have groups with parents that have little ones. They're 2, they're 3, and some of them have that 4-year-old and a 3-year-old and a baby. And they're like, it's so different now. They're noticing that the little one is talking more and doing more than the older one in pre-K and in kinder. And I said, don't worry, it's going to be fine. Just keep talking, keep singing, keep playing games. Bájalos del teléfono, no les des el teléfono, no give them the iPad. Take that away and just play, run outside, dirt, sand, que se enloden, que se enmugren. Let
them be kids.
Let them, yes. It's like we're having to go back to old school. And
like today. Well, actually, last week we started playing outside, and they love those ring around the rosy. No, they had never ever played that. Yep. They had never held hands, like hold your hands, make a circle, let's sing and jump at the same time. And they're like, whoa, like for them, it's like something so new and so awesome. Yes. They didn't know they could do that.
No, and it's brand new, and you have the chance to be able to do that. And then for the parents to remember, oh yeah, I remember doing that, because we've all had some trauma. I had trauma today. I was on a meeting, and then I was listening to a meeting about, and it was great data. They were talking about the things that kids need that have gone through trauma, and how can we help them and support them. And then they said, and there is asynchronous, I think that's the word, asynchronous learning. And I was like, oh my God, that word, asynchronous, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. That was the word we used a lot when we were in education online, that the kids were learning asynchronously, algo así. Oh my God, como que me entró un pánico. Dije, oh, wait. No estamos en el año 2020. Don't worry. It's just PTSD from hearing that word. Yeah, hearing that word. And I'm an adult, so we all have been through some stuff. And I'm glad that we had the chance to still connect. Even through the pandemic. Teníamos un estudio bien grande, ¿te acuerdas?
Yeah, we had a huge one. We went
from that to here. And I'm glad that we still connected. So
I love it. And I love how you connect with everyone, comadre.
Yes.
I love it. I love me. You do it.
It's about innovation. And that word is going to come up again.
Yes.
Because I now want to lead into, I don't know, should I do my sponsor?
Comadre, I'm going to stay behind the scenes, okay? Yes. And Episode 303 today.
303. Now, are we going to do sponsors right now?
You let me know. Okay, I'll be
yes,
behind the
let's
scenes.
bring up the sponsors before I bring up my guest. So bring up the picture. We have sponsors here that are always graciously supporting La Super Comadre Claudia aquí en RadioCristalUSA.com. Comadre, did you find that picture? Because the earrings I have on are actually from Ilsa's Glam Boutique. You got to make sure that you follow where she's going to be setting up, and she'll be chiming in towards the end to talk about what's going on in the business community. And so I got my earrings there from her. Men Awake, as you know, I'm in my cincuentañera era, hot flash era, menopausias. Men Awake has been helping me navigate that and help with my hot flashes. And I also have Cookie Face Cosmetics. My lips are shining a little bit because I put on some Cookie Face Cosmetics, my eye makeup. She's always making sure that I'm ready to be on with the makeup that she sends me, the eyelashes. Thank you, Latricia, for always making sure that your Cookie Face Cosmetics are on me and around me when I'm coming on here. And also Chris Pignon, who is the master behind the camera. Any picture you see that I put on whenever I'm promoting and sharing La Super Comadre Claudia, those pictures are brought to you by Chris Pignon Media Studios. He has a studio. He can do headshots for you. He can go to your events, whether you're getting married or you're having a baby or you're getting divorced, whatever. He'll show up and make sure to capture those beautiful moments. All right. So now speaking of innovation, I want to bring on an amazing woman, a guest, my new super comadre. I'm going to call her the Latina lawyer. She is a Latina lawyer who I met a while back, and I want to bring her on so she can share her life, her passion, her story. This Latina lawyer, she's an attorney, is mama, she's a wife, she's an advocate for justice and innovation. I want her to come on and I want her to share what does that mean? What has she been doing as a lawyer? And just share, because we don't know. There might be some young lady out there, some chiquitita, un chiquitito, ¿verdad? That might want to grow up to be a lawyer. So let's bring on my new super comadre, Sarah Padua. Did I get it right? Cordua. Did I say it right? Oh my God. I think I just chopped off her name. I practiced it so much before we came on, Sarah.
No, you got it.
I got it. Awesome. So welcome, Sarah. I want to just bring you on and put the crown on you because I am crowning you as my newest super comadre. And you have an amazing talent. And I want you to come on and share, who are you? You got an extensive background. You're Mexican-born, Houstonian. You're an attorney, a mom, a wife, and an advocate for justice and innovation. I see you, a while back when you did have a run for office and you were like out there. I saw you here, there, everywhere. And then when we connected while we were dancing.
That was so fun at the Arts Gala. Yes. Absolutely. That was a nice break from the campaign that I ended up just making so many connections. But it's such a pleasure to be here with you. You inspire me. You're such a good role model for the community. And so it's really such a gran placer to be on your podcast this evening.
Thank you. No, thank you for taking the time because, those connections are for a reason. I always know that you cross a path for a reason. You never know why. You don't know si te van a dar la mano, or you need to be a shoulder for someone to lean on, or you just don't know. And you yourself, a role model as well. So I want to give that back to you. Those words that you give me, gifting them back because you are such an amazing woman and person and leader. So I want you to just, start from the beginning. What was it that sparked your interest, or what inspired you to go into, this practice of becoming a lawyer, a practicing attorney, a lawyer?
Sure. So, that goes way, way back to my story. I'm originally from Mexico. I'm from La Ciudad de Mexico. My mom's from Oaxaca. Immigrated here when I was just 5 years old. I got a great education here in Houston and was in a class when I was 15 years of age called Courts, Law, and Liberty that really stuck with me forever. And then I went to undergraduate and studied psychology. And my favorite class in the field of psychology was the intersection between psychology and law. And so I just pursued that passion, both of those passions. And that's still one of the things that both on the innovation and the justice side drives me today, is the way psychology is really infused in everything that we do in the legal system, whether we're helping someone that's facing a struggle, resolving conflicts, or whether we're protecting innovation and seeing how we can get different parties their meeting of the minds. And so those are kind of the two areas that really drive me in law, justice and innovation. And it really has to do with the psychological underpinnings. So after undergrad, I was able to be a pro bono specialist at a big firm in New York, where I got to work with nonprofits that provide legal services to the underprivileged, to refugees, to immigrants, to prisoners and prisoners' rights, all kinds of things on the justice, helping to resolve conflict after injustices, after trauma. And then after law school, I went into corporate law. And so we've got those two fields. And now in my own practice, I really try to always keep that balance between helping people who are struggling, but then also feeding that entrepreneurial bug for innovation to try to help on the transactional side, when you can help people foster innovation and create new things for our community.
Wow. So that's like two different areas, right? You went from going and supporting and helping those that need it the most. And then you also have that talent and turn it around. And also like, hey, you have this talent, you have something to share. Let's preserve it, share it, get it out there. Is that what I'm hearing? Like when I get, if I were to come up with something and you can help me make sure that I protect it and then get it out there and make some money.
Yeah. I mean, that as well. And one of the reasons it can sometimes come full circle when you're in your private practice. And I'm lucky enough to be managing partner at Padua Law Firm. It's a boutique law firm. We have a small team of lawyers. And one of my three brothers, Alex, he is my co-venture, also partner at Padua Law Firm. But when you have your own firm, the best thing about that is getting to help clients in different fields. So when it comes full circle is where, sometimes we represented, the victim of a horrendous crime get, their legal remedies in court, and maybe, get their immigration benefits on the immigration side, but then come full circle after the trauma and after resolving that conflict, getting them back on their feet when they start a business, and when they are hired at their dream job and they need to protect themselves with their employment agreement. So I love when it comes full circle and you can actually represent the same client, both in their struggles and then achieving their success.
That's amazing. We were just talking about that before we started. It's like life is like sigue la corriente, right? You're on your journey, and then the waves are going to like sometimes knock you in the canoe, knock you out of the canoe. But it's always amazing to make sure that there are folks like you that are on the side, on the bank, with that life jacket, with that preserver, putting the paddle out there so you can grab it and you pull them in and say, okay, we got you in. Now let's get you going. And that's almost like what I'm seeing that happening is that it takes folks like you to get to see that, right? Where you can start in point A, get them all the way through point Z, and all the things that happen in between. That is amazing. Now I'm going to take you back because with your pro bono work, you and even now, you work with some cases that are probably, I don't know, but I can imagine that you would take it home. Or how, what did you do, Sarah, whenever you did come across some cases that were very touching or very, how do you take care of you? How do you ground yourself? How do you, I guess, separate yourself a little bit to still go home?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's not that, but it definitely applies in the legal field when you are dealing with that side of trauma, of helping victims or helping people navigate injustices, is what's called secondary trauma. So you feel it too. And there's actually, I recommend to anyone in this field to go to the trainings on secondary trauma and understand that you're not alone. It is normal to take it home, and it really impacts you. So, and that's one of the reasons that I also like having a varied practice area, is that sometimes, some of the transactional matters where you're helping someone, protect their IP or, protect their interests in a much more amicable scenario. It gives you that balance so you can kind of recover and do that self-care too when you've taken that home and felt that trauma on behalf of your client as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Secondary trauma, I have just learned about that not too long ago, because with my work with brain builders and before as an educator, because I, as a principal and a teacher, we would take stuff home in our hearts, in our minds, and, and still trying to just make sure that we're still eating, breathing, taking care of ourselves, and then go the next day and like, all right, I got a child that showed up, parents got taken in, maybe they're in jail, something happened. A parent passed away. We got to figure out how this child can still function and still move forward in school and get their education and still be able to thrive. And then you become like this. I become a parent and want to make sure that they're okay. But the secondary trauma is something that's so real. With the work that I do now with outside of the Hackett Center for Mental Health, one of the things that they did offer us, because we do hold session for families, and a lot of families do share their traumas. And then we were like, we have to remember, okay, we can't take it home. We got to take care of ourselves, and let's connect them, because, we want to make sure that we're okay. Yeah.
And that's why things like what you're doing now, just having the community. Community is also provides a supportive effect. It's a support group, having that community. And it's nice to live in a day and age where there's no more shame in getting help. Counselors should have counselors. Coaches should have coaches of their own. Absolutely. So it's about community and mentorship and just that shared experience too.
Yeah, you reminded me so much about a quote that was gifted to me through Brene Brown. You probably heard of Brene Brown. One of my favorite women, that it's okay to not be okay. I remember when she said that in one of her TED Talks. That was so impactful for me, because I grew up in a home, and I don't know if it's similar to you or not, where you do it, get it right the first time, or you don't. And so I grew up kind of being afraid to take risks and do things because I didn't want to be wrong. I didn't want to say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing. And it took time for me to reprogram myself. And now as a parent, to let my girls know it's okay. Well, so you messed up. What's your plan the next time? What did you learn from it? And doing that with them, I've reparented myself to allow, it's not going to be perfect. It's okay. We're going to try. We're going to get it done. And I'm going to build that community, see who has that talent, that skill that maybe I don't have, and it's okay. But having that community, having that idea that's been embedded in me now, and it's like, it's okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to ask for help. So I'm going to ask you, so when you've had some trying times, maybe as a student, maybe you were studying and trying to get through that law school, maybe, or maybe afterwards, you're traveling to a new place, New York, new surroundings. What is it that you did to take care of you, to find that space, or what did you do? And how did you keep going when you came across those times that were hard?
Yeah. So many different ways. One of them, which I actually apply now to my 2.5-year-old daughter when she's having a meltdown or some trouble with something, is one of them is distraction. A healthy level of distraction once in a while, whether it's a novel or your favorite TV show, something that is purely for joy, that that you can fit into your schedule. You know, it's a match of tennis or a French movie, whatever it is that really drives you in more of a recreational way. It's good to fit that in and bake it into your schedule, because that I found that really helps. And with my daughter, when she's having trouble, I try to distract her with one of her favorite things, and 9 times out of 10, that solves her problem as well. So I think that's part of it. And then you mentioned law school and stressful things. Right now, I want to congratulate everyone who just sat for the Texas bar exam. We just found out yesterday that all of the people that passed, and they've been working so hard. But that's one of the most stressful things that you do to start a law career. And again, community helps, that shared experience, mentors that have gone through it before. And I think that's especially important sometimes in demographics that haven't traditionally been full of lawyers. So for example, Latinas specifically, we're growing, and I love to see so many more Latinas. I call them Latinas. I don't know where I love it. But
love it. I love Latinas.
And now, you know, there's a network, a confidential network called the Latina Lawyers Network that's always been great, just to share your experiences in a confidential setting. Now there's mentors, there's the Latinx judges community, and there's a bunch of different organizations where you can just share your experience. So I think that that support, finding your support network or your mentor, and then having that healthy level of distraction. Those are the two of the things that have helped me a lot. And then also, this is kind of the opposite, but sometimes when you're really stressed and, you know, whether it's on behalf of a trauma that a client is suffering or something in your career, and you're trying to overcome a challenge, sometimes it's okay to overthink, you know, over prepare, overthink, you know, get it all out on paper. So it's kind of, you know, not every single day has to be balanced. Some days you're gonna feel better by devoting 16 hours to a project. And other days, you know, you're gonna feel great by taking that day to rest. So I think balance as a whole doesn't have to look the same every day, as long as, you know, it's all fitting into part of your journey to get to your destination.
Absolutely. It's that journey. And I want to ask you, speaking of your journey, going back, like if you had a chance to go back and talk to little Sarita, you know, like say, let's meet you as a 12, 13-year-old. What would you, if you had a chance to go back in time, what would you tell Sarita?
Wow, that's a great question. I think what first pops into my mind is that Sarita wants to tell Big Sarah several things. You know, it's just like keeping that childlike wonder, and then also not being so hard on yourself. I think for me, that actually grew with age, as, you know, as ambition grows and you accomplish more, and then you see all of the differences you want to make and all of the projects you want to tackle, is reminding yourself that it's okay to just play once in a while. But I think my older self would tell that young Sarita that it's okay if you're different than others. If you're not the same as everyone else in the room. I think I experienced that because when I came to the U.S., I had gone to a preschool in Mexico where they didn't teach English as a second language. So I didn't even know how to say hello when I got here.
Wow.
And one little funny story is that, so they call me Sarita, as you know, and they also used to call me Sari. for short for Sarita in Mexico. And my family still calls me that. But when I first moved here and I didn't speak English, I was really scared that people were talking to me and I didn't know what they were saying when I was this little girl and they were saying sorry because I didn't know the word sorry. So I thought they were sari, this and that. Little girl at a restaurant or wherever, not speaking the language, and then sorry, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I was just scared and nervous to be in a new place. And then it really just a few years later, and you find your groove, you find your community, you find your true passions. And so I think I would tell that young little girl, you know, just be patient and you will find your groove.
I love it. Be patient and you will find your groove. I love that. Now, you're leading this. Speaking of groove, I like to also know, like, I always ask, you know, folks, like, what is the song or a lyric or a quote that just kind of gets you going when you're like, oh my God, this is too much. Kids, life, family, you know, husband, work. What is your go-to? What gets you going?
Okay, so one thing that's good to keep in mind, have you ever heard of The Strokes or Julian Casablancas?
Mm-mm.
So I'm going to send you a song a little bit later, but in the lyrics to one of his songs, and he's you know, such a good musician, but is your faith has got to be bigger than your fears. So that has been huge for me. And it's not unique to that song. That concept appears in other places, and you know, I am spiritual and religious. You know, so it's not novel, but I absolutely love that saying because it doesn't mean, you know, you can't have fear. It just means your faith has to be just a little bit greater or a lot greater than your fears, because you can
you're feeding me. Thank you. Your faith is bigger than your fear. Did I get it right?
Yeah, your faith has got to be bigger than your fears.
Your faith has got to be big. And it's okay to have fear.
Exactly.
Okay. But also hold on to that faith that it's going to show up. It's going to, you know, it's going to happen. Just don't know when. Just don't know where. And thank you for reminding me, because it's been rough being the mom of 2 teen girls. and I'm going to take that. I'm going to gift it to my girls, especially my oldest one. Your faith has got to be bigger than your fear. And it's okay to have fear, you know, and I do tell her, like, just yesterday, she couldn't find something, and she has big feelings, she has big emotions, she always has, since she could even before she could talk. I knew she had big feelings because she would talk with her hands, and I didn't know what she was saying because she was like like that, and I'm like, you know, I would just talk back, I would just interact. Oh yes, I had no idea she was already fighting with me, and that didn't change. It's still the same, but. You know, but that's just her personality, and I have to welcome that she has big fears, but not big feelings. And so one of the things, she couldn't find something, and she was really hard on herself. And I've always told her, hey, well, it's okay. It's all right. So you lost it. It's all right. If we need to get another one, it's okay. We'll figure it out. But I always tell her, it's going to show up. Exactly. I always tell her that. It's going to, and every time whatever was lost, shows up, and then she'll call me on the phone if she's at school and she finds it. Mom, guess what? I go, what did you find? She goes, you were right. I found it. I left it in my, whatever it was. And it's like, see, I know. Like, I try to, like, see, I told you it's going to be there. And even if it wasn't, because there's a chance that it might not be there. It's okay. We'll figure out a solution later. But I like that. I'm going to gift her from you. Your faith has got to be bigger than your fear. It's okay to have fear.
A lot of times we put so much pressure on ourselves that we're not allowed to have any fear, that you have to be fearless. Be fearless. Yes, that's a good goal, but that's just, you know, we have to give ourselves some grace and acknowledge fear. Fear is one of the emotions that we have.
I love it. Give yourself that grace. You're gifting me all kinds of words here. Sarah.
This conversation is a true gift. I think I'm learning so much, and because exploring different topics each time, and you talk about innovation. This conversation leads to innovative ideas, and I think I'm gonna have some good journal entries tonight after this podcast.
I love it. So Sarah, thank you so much. Don't go anywhere because we're going to take a little class picture at the end. But I want to say thank you for coming and sharing your passion, your love, your life, because we don't know who's listening. We don't know. We have another little Latinita that's listening. That's the age of your daughter, my daughters who are teens, that are going to see someone that looks like them, sounds like them, and say, hey, I have fears too. Hey, I have to give myself grace too. Hey, it's okay. I build community with others, and sometimes I got to be by myself and just write things all out until I get it. It's okay to be unique. And those are all the things that all of our little ones that are watching need to hear over and over from us. So thank you for sharing that gift. Thank you for sharing your life here. And this is not the last time you're going to be here. You'll be back, because I want to continue having these conversations so that other little ones, other women, we don't know who's out there that can hear this message, and it might touch something inside of them that needs to be touched so they can keep moving forward in their life and in their journey. So thank you for sharing your journey, Sarah.
I would love that.
And Sarita. All right. So thank you so much. We'll be right back towards the end with Sara, but I want to tee it up for my next guest, and he is out here in the back getting ready. Hey, where is Angel? Because we're going to catch up with Angel, catching up with the arts community. So, Comadre, could you bring up our picture of our next guest so I can get ready to introduce him? He's been on here. He has shared what he's been doing, and I'm bringing him back because we're going to be catching up with Angel Quesada. He is an artist, and he's going to catch up with us, and we're going to catch up with him. He's going to share with us what he's been up to, what's going on in the arts community. So here he is. Come on in. So welcome. Here he is, Angel Quesada, catching up.
Go Stros.
All right. Oh, yeah, that's right. The Stros just...
They're playing.
No, I think they lost.
They lost?
I'm not
Go
sure.
Stros!
Well, go
Houston's
Stros.
the best.
So, talk to us. Tell us what's going on, because you are so involved. You're doing
involved.
You're doing all kinds of stuff. So, share with the audience. Where can they find you? What's going on in the arts community, and how can they connect with you?
Well, gosh, my name's Angel Quesada. Well, there it is on the screen. And I am doing a lot of different things right now. I wrote down on a piece of paper so I can remember to tell.
Good, because I have my stuff on my phone.
Yeah. So this Friday, I'm doing two things. I have an exhibit over at Set Jobs, which normally isn't a place to have art, but the Nori Angel Gallery, it's like I get to share my art with the kids who are part of the Opportunity Center there. So that's this Friday. They're doing a fundraiser for Set Jobs. And
what are they doing? Loteria?
It's called Loteria Night.
Loteria Night, and then they're also showing off your work. What if people want to buy? Can they come to the Loteria and buy your work?
Yeah, I'm gonna have some things there, but off the wall, yeah, they could probably just get it right off the wall. I've got some framed pieces, some large format pieces, some murals that no longer exist, and a couple of Segundo Barrio prints. And then also that Friday later on in the evening, I'm having another exhibit over at Bad Astronaut Brewing. And that is sort of like an anniversary show. They've been doing these like hip hop, urban graffiti mixed with like street art artists from Houston, mainly Houston, and emerging established artists. And that's called All About Art. And
All About Art. Okay.
Yeah, it's a group show. And I think there's like 20 something.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of artists. So it's going to be pretty packed. Everyone's wearing their flyest hip hop fashion.
So wear your head on the side, and then they'll let you in.
For sure. For sure. That's what's up.
So this Friday, you got set of jobs off of telephone. So if you're in Houston, and I know that a lot of you are listening and or watching, but if you're in Houston, Texas, you can come out to the Set of Jobs Workforce Opportunity Center on Telephone Road, and it's 1710, and then Bad Astronaut Brewing
over on 1519 Fulton.
Oh, you remember? Okay, 1519. Yeah. You have it there,
and that's till 11. Oh. That's till 11 p.m. So that's like a late night adult night. But I think kids will be there.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
It's more adulty.
It is adulty.
Yeah,
I've seen families there with strollers late at night.
They sell the gummies and stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways,
don't let the kids eat those gummies.
No, those are not for kids.
And then later on in the beginning of November, I have two big. I don't want to overwhelm your audience with all
it's okay.
the different things.
They want to know what's going on with the art.
But I'll just say the two next big ones are for Dia de los Muertos. Mm-hmm. So November 1st at Discovery Green from 7 to 10. That's going to be cool. That's going to be my 6th year of doing their community altar, and you can bring a photo, not the original photo, but a photo or an item that represents your loved one. I usually put my grandmas and some of my tias who passed and friends. Definitely going to put SJL and Tacho this year, and
we have
Floyd, a couple of friends.
We lost some major people in these last 6 months or
3 months
or 3 months.
And then that's at Discovery Green. So, and that's a free event. There's gonna be music, and this year they're like doing it up. After the
I saw on the website that it is considered a signature event now.
It is a signature. It was trying to be a signature event, and then the pandemic happened, and
now we're back.
We don't know. What about this Dia de los Muertos?
Oh, I like how they said it, Dia de los Muertos.
But now it's like full on and
good. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the work that you put into this that actually they see it. They're like, yes, we got to elevate this.
People dig it, and I get a lot of Latinos who don't know about Mexican stuff.
And they're learning.
They're like, ¿qué es esto? ¿Y por qué tienes estas cosas así? So I'm going to be doing like a workshop right before that, so probably like from 5 to 6 or something like that. I'll have a workshop there.
Okay.
And just check the website as part of their signature events.
Discovery Green
website. Yeah.
And then this final one.
And the final one's there's others, but I'll just stop here. It's November 2nd, which is the Dia de los Muertos USA Parade and Family Festival, which is going to be at the San Houston Heritage Park. And that's really fun. This year we have a new artist.
Because last year I
was the artist last year. And so I worked with the board and with the group that puts on this event. And I brought in an artist because they were like, can you bring some quality art to us?
Yes.
Because doing a whole open call, we have like so many things going on. I'm like, got you, fam.
You did.
So brought in the first woman.
Is it official? Can you officially say it?
I don't know if I can officially say it, but I'm in talks right now. But it's a woman.
It's a woman
because it's the year of the woman.
That's right.
So we got Mexican president, potentially
Claudia,
American president.
Never know con las elecciones.
That's right, and I think there's an astronaut that's a woman who's going to be coming up.
I think
we got one stuck in the space station.
We got one stuck up there.
And so that's also free, and I'll be
and that's November 2nd, right?
The 2nd.
Okay.
And so I'll be there selling Dia de los Muertos merch. So I'll have my shirt. I'll have maybe some other things. It'll be fun, and that's always a fun time.
It is.
Come dressed up, and it's going to be an awesome time
Calavera paint
for the family. Right. And I think you can bring your pets if they're not freaked out by so many people. But
wear your Dia de los Muertos, earrings, shirts, and if you don't have a Dia de los Muertos shirt, don't worry, he'll have some merch there with the image that he created
with your size. I'm gonna get the small to the extra,
all large, all sizes welcome and loved and received. So
all right, that's it. I'm gonna stop there because I got some other ones, but you've got several other shows between here and then. So
I always like to bring you up because we want to catch up with the arts community, and that's what you're about. Making sure that we're connected, that we know where to go, where we can find you, and also if there are any other events out there that folks can connect to as well. So thank you for sharing.
That's what's up.
And that's what's up with Ian.
Okay, bye.
All right. So I wonder if my comadre She is a former guest, and we did the show Hey Comadre a while back. And oh, are we frozen? Are we still here? There she is. We got Ilsa Garcia. She is one of my comadres del alma as well. We've done a Hey Comadre podcast in the past, and I want to bring her back because I wonder if is she out there? Does she connect?
Yes.
There she is. Hello. I haven't seen you since yesterday. No. And I miss you already.
And I miss you already.
So I wanted to bring you back, because I want you to do this connecting or catching up with the business community. So you are all about business. You are the president of the National Hispanic Professional Organization, and you are always making sure that there are opportunities for small businesses to come together, to network, showcase, and you make this happen. So I want you to tell us what's coming up. Connect us with what's going on, what's next with NHPO.
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Claudia, for inviting me on the show. We love this show. You always have such an amazing guest like Sarah and like Angel. I love to hear all the catching up, and I love to hear Sarah's story. It's so inspirational. But yes, I am in the business of networking. And so with NHPO, we are so happy to have come back for another month of networking at Jonathan's The Rub this Thursday, October the 10th, Women in Business Networking. But hey, it's open to everyone. We want to see everyone attend. We will have a panel, 4-woman panel moderated by you, Claudia, and presented by Virgie Ornelas, also on the board of NHPO. And I will be one of the panelists along with a member of the Asian Chamber, also with members that are friends with our sponsor, Wells Fargo, and the Asian Chamber. So we are so excited to come back for another month of networking at Jonathan's The Rub at 6 p.m., 2929 Navigation. And it is open to everyone. No need to register. Just we want to see you there.
All right. Well, thank you so much, because we always have to catch up and make sure that we're creating that space for folks to come together, to share, so that we can highlight them. Because earlier when Sarah was talking about building community, how she, is able to do the things that she's doing it's connections, it's people, it's putting yourself out there. It's surrounding yourself. Like I even told her too, I go, you never know why you cross someone's path. You don't know you're crossing their path for until the moment happens. You might need to be there to lift someone, or they lift you, or maybe you just need to be listened to, or you're going to listen to someone. Maybe it's a connection, te dan la mano, a connection, something. You just never know, why someone is put in your path. So I'm so, honored to have you crossing my path so many years ago, because the work that I do too, with brain builders and that opportunity, when I joined NHPO and you invited me and you were like, hey, I'm like, what would you going to do? I'm in education. What am I going to do for NHPO? Well, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Your skill sets can be applied anywhere. If you're willing to learn, willing to put yourself out there, willing to say, hey, I don't know how to do this, but can you show me, or can you direct me? That's what networking is about. So thank you. Thank you for believing in me, for bringing me on, and together to support the mission of NHPO.
So you're I always say this, you're one of these prime examples of why I love networking. We met at an event. You were new to the world of networking, and, yes. We took to each other because, we have the same personality, go-getters. And basically, you were my ride or die. I said, just stick with me and you're going to make things happen. And here we are, I want to say 5-6 years later now. And, and you have just blossomed into what we will see today. And, you already had a lot of You were already doing so much, Claudia, in the community, but this just enhanced more what you believe in and what you wanted to do and what your future was. And I'm honored to say that we still are my ride or die.
Here we go.
Yeah. It's a hard job, and I tell this my in HPO that it is one of the hardest jobs to every day not be scared, be confident, and just go up to somebody, handshake them, give them your card, let them know about you, and turn around, walk away, and hope that that person that you want to connect with will connect with you right back. And 100 times out of that, it does happen. So it's all in your confidence, all in how you feel about yourself. I always tell this to the board of NHPO: have faith in yourself, have confidence in yourself, and just let it all fit into its place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We started off with Liliana talking about sigue la corriente. You're in la corriente. We talked about that with Sarah too. She talked about her journey, that we're in this, little boat, right? And these rapids, and sometimes the water's calm and sometimes the water's crazy. And sometimes you fall while you're trying to stand up in your canoe and you fall. Sometimes you fall out of the canoe, and you just make sure that you surround yourself with folks that that are going to throw you a life jacket, or they're going to, throw a rope out for you to grab on, and they pull you up and they pull you in, and then you get up and you dust yourself off. And it's okay to have those moments of, I'm not okay. I'm not sure how this goes, but I'm going to ask, or I'm going to sit in this for a little while and say, okay, this I'm in fear. I'm not sure how this is going to work out. Let me be scared for a little bit, and then I'm going to keep moving forward. And I'm so blessed to be around folks like you, like Liliana, and now Sarah and Angel. So it's community. It's especially after the pandemic, is how do we make sure that we continue to reconnect and move forward, and make sure that all the things that we want show up, and we are able to just grab it and then go forward with whatever gift that you want, job, connection, whatever it is that you want, that it's out there. And one of the things that Sarah talked about too is giving yourself grace, that sometimes you just have that time, you just have to slow down. Even with me, I had to okay, remember, even though my mind wants to be going and writing and dying, then I know that my cincuentañera side and my hot flash side needs to sometimes take a little break, and it's okay. And then échale gas otra vez, and let's go. So I'm happy to continue writing and dying.
As always.
As always. Bueno, pues can you pull up the flyer real quick, Liliana? There's a flyer that actually has the image of the NHPO. And let's see the next one. There it is right there. We can zoom in and if you want to just tell a little bit about the this flyer that we're seeing here.
For sure. This will be our networking event again this Thursday, October the 10th. We are on a panel. We will have a panel of 4 women in business, including myself. We will have it moderated by Claudia, and the host for the night is Wells Fargo, Frank Carusi. So we want to thank him for that. And presented by the presentation by Virgie Ornelas, also on the board of NHPO. It's a very women-inspired panel, but it is open to everyone. We want to see the men out there networking, because they are counterparts. They are part of what we do every day. We like to always be very women empowered, but I will also like to include that our counterparts, especially the men of NHPO, we want to thank them. We want to thank Alex Carmelo, Frank Rodriguez, Angel Flores, Chris Sanchez. We want to thank you guys, because, sometimes we do take over at these networking events. And you guys, you guys hold your own. You guys make sure that we are doing well, and that things are getting done while all of us are working. So join us this Thursday. NHPO Houston partnered up with the ACC, the Asian Chamber, Jonathan Starub. Thank you so much for hosting us. And of course, Wells Fargo. So we want to see all of you there starting at 6 p.m. come and join us for some panel, for some networking, and we'll have amazing vendors on site as well for your shopping pleasure. So see all of you on Thursday. On behalf of NHPO, we want to invite all of you out.
All right. So thank you so much, Ilsa, the president of NHPO. Thank you so much for catching us up with the business. And I want to bring you back on every so often. I want you to connect us to any other events that you see out there that can help a business continue to elevate themselves, put themselves out there. So if there's anything out there that you would like to come out and share with us about building up your business, building up your resume, building up, your headshots, what is it that we need to continue doing to continue moving ourselves forward? So I'd love to have you back and share and let us know. So what we're going to call this segment, Catching Up with the Business Community with Ilsa Garcia.
Absolutely.
And speaking of business, you like the earrings?
I sure will, Claudia. I will be more than happy to come back.
And then just so you know,
also, Ilsa's Glam Boutique.
Throw in a little something about your Ilsa's Glam Boutique, which I have on right now.
We want to thank everyone who supports, including my super comadre Claudia. Thank you for always supporting the Ilsa's Glam Boutique, and all of you that are watching are part of Ilsa's Glam Boutique. So thank you.
Yes. All right. So thank you so much. So I'm going to be wrapping this up. So Liliana, thank you so much. This is episode 300 and I don't know what. So come on in, join in the fun. As we close up, this is Angel Quesada. We were catching up with the arts community with Angel. He told us about all these amazing events that he's a part of. We have Ilsa Garcia catching us up with the business community. And we had Sara, the Latina lawyer, the lawyer who is behind justice and innovation. And I loved her story, what she shared. And she even talked about, what are the things that keep her going, keep her motivated, keep her grounded. Hopefully that the stories that you heard from her, from all of us, all these events can, it's something that you could take advantage of and apply to your life and enjoy, whether it's arts, come out to the networking and elevate yourself, elevate your business. And thank you, Liliana, for being here and recording and being the amazing producer you are, because this is episode 303. All right. So saludos al radiocristalusa.com. 303rd episode. I think we need some fireworks now.
Yes, we need them.
Mm-hmm. We need a party. Yeah. We need fireworks. We need champagne.
How about just champagne?
Okay, champagne. All right. So until next time, don't forget that you can follow, like, and share us on all of the social media platforms. You can go back and watch it on YouTube. You can go back to Facebook and watch it there. And follow, like, and share us. We'll see you soon. Until next time. La Super Comadre Claudia of RadioCrystalUSA.com. Adios.
Bye-bye.
Tan, tan. Gracias por haber estado aquí en el show Catching Up with Claudia. Tan, tan. ¿Ya terminamos? Okay, bye.
Radio Cristal USA es patrocinado por Supernova Furniture, la mueblería de los paquetes de las ofertas más famosas. BAMSA Global, servicio de inmigración con más de 40 años de experiencia. Doneraki Fuego y Mar, con su auténtica comida mexicana que bien se come en Doneraki. Fred Haas Toyota World, es el concesionario número 1 de Texas y siempre tiene el auto que estás buscando. América Cinemas, te ofrece las mejores películas dobladas y subtituladas al español. Ostionería Michoacán, donde comes a gusto y delicioso y siempre hay una cerca de ti. Gracias por patrocinarnos.